Hello everyone, I'm your friend Zelda Kelly with Psychic Secrets, and today is December 7th of 2022, and we have a special full moon in Gemini little video for you. It's to inform you and give you a little tidbits here and there of what is happening. So just know, this is going to be a tough one. I'm just going to start out saying this. And okay, let's get on with it. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. The full moon eclipse in November 8th and this December 7th full moon in Gemini, which is also called a cold moon, is probably two of the strongest aspects of this year. Not probably, they are. I mean, first of all, this is the last full moon of the year of 2022. And it is the complete strongest Gemini. And this card here, this is the Lover's card. It also represents the Gemini sign and, of course, the moon. It is the strongest. And right now, the full moon is located between Jupiter and Mars. And as of 11:09 p.m. Eastern Time, for those of you who are watching, that's New York time, this evening, tonight, Mars is going to go retrograde at the same time, and that's when the full moon is going to be at its fullest, as 11:09 is when it moves into the sign of Gemini. This is going to be pretty interesting coming about here. This has great potential over the next 36, and I'm going to say 48, and I'm going to even push the envelope a little further and say 72 hours. It has a lot of potential for people being very volatile, emotional, have emotional outbursts, impulsive, clumsiness, upset, anger, computers not working right. I don't have to go on. You get the picture. This is going to be a tough one. Now, this is also an aspect where you've got to be careful about saying things that you regret. And you've got to avoid confrontation as much as possible. But we've got another little thing here that we want to talk about, and that is this card represents Sagittarius. The sun is still in Sagittarius, and happy birthday to those of you who have a birthday this week and coming up and have in the most recent past. But this Temperance card represents the Sagittarian, fiery, mutable, evolving sign. If you can think of the fire sign of Sagittarius, think of it as a bonfire. It can really get explosive, fiery, and all of that emotion. You see, this Sagittarian Temperance card loves balance. And that's the same with this aspect, loves balance. Now, with this Gemini aspect of going into a Gemini moon, this is why we feel this. One minute we feel one way, 1 minute they feel the other way. The twins seem to have that one feeling, and then all of a sudden they can go into another feeling. This sign of the zodiac is going to bring that feature out. And believe me, it is going to be tough. If you can avoid, if you can, stay in, seriously. If you have to go out for something to eat, have it delivered. If you have to go to the grocery store, have it delivered. Avoid confrontation, avoid upset at all costs. But I'm going to say this. With this Gemini card, it also tells us to focus on ourselves. And this is a good time to focus on things that you have, like projects. Focus on yourself. Read. Learn something. Prepare yourself for the rest of this coming month. You know, we have another new moon coming around in the winter solstice, and that actually is going to relieve a lot of this, tension. And I'm going to say this is definitely tension. So what I'm going to say to you are 3 words. Are you ready? Avoid, avoid, avoid. Think, breathe, and don't say it. Seriously, you're going to be in a much better spot if you can just not be impulsive this time. But wait, there's more.
What?
This card is Mars. Now you see the Tower card here. This Marsy card is technically the war planet. And of course, that's why emotions are so high, because we've got a full moon. And you know what full moons do? Even without any other aspect going on, you know that a full moon can be, well, pretty tough. Just ask the hospitals and the police departments and the fire departments and all those people, the first responders, they'll tell you what full moons do. We add the Gemini on top of it, and then we add a Mars aspect on top of it. Oh, yes. But the interesting thing about this Mars, and I'm going to lay it over here, because Mars is going to be in what they call a lunar occultation. This what that means is that Mars will be right next to the moon. This is sometimes this is rare. It doesn't happen all the time, but the moon will pass over Mars, and you're going to be able to see this in many of the areas. You can watch this depending upon where you are, and this is the invitation for you. You want to search for what time your sunset is, no matter where you're watching this, and then add 1 hour to it, and you're going to see that bright, orangey, fiery, illuminating Mars right beside the moon, as if they are going to kiss. And then the moon is going to go over it, and you'll see Mars appear again. Search for that sunset time. This is going to be great. And depending upon where you are, that whole process can take maybe a few minutes and maybe up to an hour. We don't know. That whole process is called a Martian eclipse. Isn't that funny? I love that. But one little interesting tidbit about Mars is that it is iron oxide, and that's what causes it to be so red. And what else is iron oxide? Rust. So, leaving you today with all of this information, I wish you a very good and peaceful day. Don't forget, work on yourself, focus on you, smile, breathe, relax. And in 36 hours, this is going to relieve again, and you're going to be right as rain. So thank you so much for watching. Enjoy this day. Enjoy seeing Mars tonight. I'm excited about that. And I will see you again very, very soon. Bye for now.